Made the difference in the win tonight?
Oh, I thought our overall energy and effort was there. Um, we struggled defensively at times, and I thought that third quarter, second unit really kind of gave us a little separation, and they did a terrific job on both sides, moving the ball, continue to generate easy offense for each other, and did a pretty good job defensively. I mean, overall, we knew going in this team was going to be a tough out. They're playing exceptionally well. They playing with a lot of confidence, their physicality. But the two areas, of course, we got to clean up the turnovers and offensive rebounds. It's been consistent over the last 3 games, and thankfully, it didn't burn us tonight.
In the second half, especially, there were a lot of big runs, a lot of big swings. I mean, what's the key to staying involved in a game where you allow a 10-point run, go on an 18-0 run yourself? How do you stay involved in a game like that?
Well, you have to understand the flow of it. Right. Where you may have 1 or 2 possessions. It's a broken play. You may generate a decent look. It doesn't go, but you can't have 2 or 3 consecutive poor possessions. Obviously, you got to get stops. You got to rebound, but offensively. We got to just make sure that, you stay organized and we execute. Everything's got to be with purpose. We have to value those possessions because we don't have a ton of shot creation. So, we got to move it, find the open guy and let the ball, create that energy. If not, it becomes static. It gets really difficult. So we just have to continue to stay with it, and good things usually happen.
Rui went 3 of 3 from deep tonight. I mean, what do you like about the way that he's kind of shot the 3 ball over the last month? I think he's at like 68% since February 1st.
His confidence, I've said this before. He's confident in his shot. He works on it. His teammates are confident. They'll look to find him, and he's shot ready. He spaces correctly. When you do those 2 things, the ball finds you. I'd like you to continue to shoot it. It's a great sign for us, but also to see his maturity in the game and see that he's added, another layer.
Looking at his big picture and his ceiling or his future in the league, how important is this additional dimension that he's? No one expects anybody to shoot 53% over the course. But to be a reliable 3-point shooter, how does it change?
Yeah, no, it changes, a lot of things. I think it's, an added dimension that most teams defensively, when they're guarding him, they're not accustomed to that. So right now it's new. And I think, if he continues, and I obviously I think he'll continue to shoot at that, at that rate. But, if you're a high 30s, low 40s, that's a really good 3-point shooter. The best part about it is their catch and shoot, their open looks. Once again, when he's spaced correctly, the ball finds him. It's in rhythm. He's not trying to shoot it off the bounce. He's not trying to, do too much in that regard. So it's the right types of threes, especially below the break. He's shooting it from the corners at a really high clip. So I would continue to urge him to keep shooting them.
How much did you enjoy the, I don't know if luxury is the word, but the versatility that Satoransky provided, particularly late in the game?
Yeah, it's kind of what I envisioned with his size, ability to switch. He's bigger than you think, and he's a smart player. He had a couple of big possessions on offense. Obviously, the free throws late, but even defensively, staying in front of guys and on the glass, he didn't necessarily get the credit for the rebounds, but he had a couple of tips where he kept the ball out of the out of Stewart's hands, and those are big plays. So having that flexibility to go to another guy who, once again, can orchestrate your offense, can switch down the line, keep size on size, and does a pretty good job moving his feet and keep the ball in front. I think it's definitely a luxury.
Wes, how much do you envision Sato playing alongside Howell and Ish the way he did tonight? What did you like about that combination?
All those things that, we just touched on, but it takes some pressure off of having a primary ball handler initiate the offense every possession. You want to get off of it to get it back. You got to shift the defense a little bit. But when you have a secondary ball handler out there, it gives you another guy besides Denny, besides Kuz, that, you play second side pick and roll or, chase action, and you feel pretty comfortable that guy's going to make the right read. It just gives you more flexibility and allows you another guy who can get downhill a little bit.
You mentioned shot production. Do you have to be kind of careful with how you deploy those three guys? At least from watching them, they're not exactly the most like shoot first type of point guards. Do you have to be wary of that? Or are you kind of the opinion, well, if they'll move the ball, something's going to happen?
No, I think you want to have those, at least two ball handlers on the floor, ideally. Of course, Denny, he kind of took a little bump, couldn't come back in the game. So that once again opened up another opportunity for Sato. But you're mindful of, the team's going to go under on Ish and Hole. They might not guard them. I still want them to take their space correctly and, the ball finds them, take the right shots. But, you do have to have that balance, whether it's pick and roll, catch and shoot, attacking closeouts, whether a little bit of post ups, and the mixture and having that balance offensively is important.
Seen an increase in scoring from Daniel Gafford. Is that just a matter of him playing more minutes, or is there something else he's doing?
I haven't really looked at exactly how many more minutes he's played, but I think his finishing has gotten better. I wish he'd make some free throws tonight, but he's working on it. And it's not post ups or he's not trying to do too much, but learning how to play angles. He's got to play through contact. He gets to the line, but catching traffic, carve out some space and finish. That's a big part of the game. And if he's going to be a dynamic roller, it's not always going to be lob. So finding that, that sweet spot in the paint, being able to finish in those areas is important.
Ruby passed up some 3-point opportunities in the first half today. Did you address any of that?
No. I think it's, the only thing I said, and I said to the group, it wasn't, specifically to him, is just be quick with our decisions. And we've talked about that 0.5 mentality. If you got an open look within the confines of what we're doing, shoot it. If it's a rhythm shot, let it go. Otherwise, read the defense. If they close out, drive it. If not, get off of it. I think though, it sounds real simplistic, but when we catch and we hold, all you're allowing to do is you're allowing the defense to set again. You want to keep them moving. And now you can get, attack angles. It opens up space, and hopefully that generates something good.
Wes, the way you guys took the lead back late in the fourth, I think it was after Kuz and KCP missed their threes, and then Thomas had that nice dunk. KCP drives the layup. How you talk so much about being purposeful and aggressive, especially late. Is that kind of the stuff that you're talking about where it's like, okay, take the threes, sure, settle for the jumpers, but you have to kind of attack when that's not working?
Yeah, no, you have to have that balance. We don't want to just, think we're going to hoist threes and outscore teams. We don't shoot it well enough. At the same time, we don't have too many guys who can play off the bounce and just beat their own guy. So there has to be, that mix, but also, we have to move the defense. Now, when you get opportunities, we defend and we rebound. We're pretty good in the open floor. So, I think that's an easy one. Let's get out and run, attack the paint, and hopefully we can find the threes in the corners, but just having that balance. That balance comes with also reading the flow.
That's it, Coach. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
First of all, just what do you think made the difference for you guys tonight?
Tonight?
Mm-hmm.
For sure the second half, especially the it was like end of the third quarter. We had a good run. Our defense, we were getting stopped, and we were making shot. On the other hand, I think that was a big difference.
And I know we've asked you about your improved three-point shot, but over your last 8 games, you're 15 of 20. What can you just say about the run you're on right now?
I'm just like being confident, shooting. I just like to shoot like practice. That's what I do. In the practice, I shoot. I do like the game like game shots, and that's why I've been doing it like for this whole season. So yeah, that's why I think yeah.
Wes kind of mentioned that confidence too. I mean, how much does that confidence build game over game just as you continue this streak that you're on?
Yeah, for sure. It's just like in our chemistry too. We sharing the ball right now. We win a good pace, and we always have like everybody touching the ball, sharing the ball. So there's a good ball movement. So it makes the shooter easy to shot, like open shot.
Rui, in terms of your growth priorities, your priorities for improvement this offseason, where did shooting the three ball rank?
What do you mean?
Was it the top priority that you were seeking to improve on during the offseason, or were there other elements to
yeah, for sure. Yeah, 3 points. Yeah, for sure. I worked on a lot of 3 points, and even the season, during the season, I practiced a lot of threes and to practice. So yeah, that was I think the main one for sure, the top one.
How would you compare your rhythm and your conditioning now to when you first came back?
It's pretty good. Especially we just came out from All-Star break, so everybody's fresh now, fresh out, and me too. Like I'm in a good condition. So yeah.
And how would you hope to build off of the 3-point shooting that you've done now? A lot of catch and shoot plays. What are kind of the next steps as you become an even better 3-point shooter?
I just keep working on same stuff, and it's actually 3 points is not my game. So mid range is my game. So I gotta get back to my mid range game too. I haven't really made mid range. So yeah, that's gonna be my next goal for sure.
Neil.
Hey, Rui, you're obviously very selective with the 3-point shots that you do take. What are some of the things, in the moment that you're assessing? Okay, do I shoot it? Do I drive it? Do I pass it? Things like that.
Most of the time it's catch and shoot. So, I just feel it's momental, we're in a good rhythm, ball movements, and just make a, easy shot. So there's nothing really. Like we practice, those kind of good to great shot and stuff. So those are all the practice stuff that we've been doing.
Thanks, Roy.
Christos?
Hey, Roy, congratulations on the win, first of all. How many steps on the right direction for you was that win? And how important is to be effective coming off the bench, be effective on both ends and help your team to win?
Say it again.
How many steps in the right direction was that win, and how important for you is to be effective on both ends, coming off the bench and be effective for your team?
Yeah, just trying to be aggressive in the both ends. Defensively, tonight I had a couple cheap fouls, so I gotta fix that. But yeah, I just trying to be aggressive more on both ends, and yeah, that's to bring a good energy. That's what I'm always thinking about when I come off from the bench.
Thank you very much.
Zach, we will transition now to Japanese.
Sorry? Oh, we'll put the banner up. Okay, we're going to wait. Kara,
ありがとうございます。
勝利おめでとうございます。今日は接戦を勝ち切ることができましたね。
そうですね。出だしよくできたと思うんですけど、中盤で少しやられて、その後僕らしっかり押し返して、接戦でしたけど、しっかり勝ってたのでよかったです。
今日は8人が2桁得点、バランスよく全選手得点できましたね。
そうですね。ボールもすごいシェアされてて、僕ら気持ちよくできたんじゃないかなと思うので、オフェンスの部分ではそういうところが良かったんじゃないかなと思います。
八村選手、今日第3クォーターの終盤に相手に突き放されそうな時間帯に貴重なスリーを2本決めて同点にしましたけど、いかがでしたか？
そうですね。流れを変えたかったので、勢いを持って打ちました。
今日はスリーが3本決まって、これシーズン最多ですけど、これで成功率 52%、もうスリーのスペシャリストみたいですね。
そうですね。別にそんな僕もスリーを意識して打ってるわけじゃないので、そういうタイミングとか、練習通りにやってるあれなので、そういうところではしっかりとそういう練習通りに打てているのが結果につながってるんじゃないかなと思います。
スペーシングの部分はいかがですか、その手応えは？
そうですね。スペーシングも練習通りやってるので、そこがやりやすいんじゃないかなと思います。
今後オープンであればスリーのアテンプト数を増やしていきたいという思いはありますか？
別にそこまでスリーには意識してないので、その状況とタイミングというかそういうのを見てじゃないかなと思います。
今日もゴンザガ対決がありましたけど、先日はザック・コリンズ選手、今日はオリニック選手、いかがでしたか？
そうですね。こうやってゴンザガの選手、出身の選手もこうやって NBA で今ずっとやってきてて、たくさんいるので、そういうところで僕もその中の一人としてやってることもすごい嬉しいですし、ここからもどんどんゴンザガの選手が増えていったらいいなと思います。
次は3日後、ホームでホーク戦ですけど、ここからチームなんとかいい流れに乗っていきたいところですね。
そうですね。やっと 2連敗を止めてこう来るので、そこをブレイク明けから大事な一戦を今日勝って、次に向けて、次もオフェンスがうまいチームなので、そこはしっかり僕らもまたフィルム見て直していきたいなと思います。
わかりました。僕から以上です。次は Zoom の質問に行きます。質問がある方、レーズハンドボタンお願いします。鈴木敦さんお願いします。
こんにちは、八幡選手、よろしくお願いします。
はい。
スリーポイントに関しては、結構質問も出てると思うんですけれども、今シーズン始まったときに、八幡選手の中でもこれぐらいスリーポイントがご自身の武器になっていくんじゃないかみたいな手応えっていうのはあったんでしょうか。
ずっと練習してきたので、その中で、自分の自信も前よりは大きくなってるっていうのがあったので、自分の中でも今年は、この前シーズンよりは良くなるなとは思ってました。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
他に Zoom で質問ある方いらっしゃいますか？
じゃあ、吉村さんお願いします。
すみません。後半に入ってるんですけども、ご自身で今、一番ワークされているというところっていうのがあったら教えていただきたいんですけど。
そうですね。僕の、ゲームのあれとしては、ミッドレンジが今、あまりいい感じでできてないので、そういうところではミッドレンジのシュートを結構練習したりもします。
英語の質問でも出てましたけども、コンフィデンスレベルが上がってるんじゃないかということなんですけど、ご自身ではその辺の実感みたいなのはどういうふうに感じられてますか？
そうですね、もう言った通り、練習もずっとしてきているので、そういうところでは、試合でも決めておれているので、そういうのには自信になってるんじゃないかなと思います。
ありがとうございます。
では最後の質問、柴田拓さんお願いします。
八村先生、ありがとうございます。お疲れ様でした。
はい。
私の質問は、シューティング全般に対してなんですけど、例えば、フォロースルーとかストロークとか、あるいは下半身の、感覚だとか、何かメカニック上いいなって思っているところはあります。どこですかね。
バランスがしっかり取れてるんじゃないかなと思いますね。横にならなかったり、前後に左右されなかったり、フェードアウェイしなかったりしているので、そこがそういう結果が出てるんじゃないかなと思います。
わかりました。お疲れ様でした。おめでとうございます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
I think we played really collective and really locked into what we had at hand. And, just seeing those games that we lost that were super close to us, and we didn't want this one slipping away when we got back home.
What can you say about the effort from the bench that you were obviously a part of?
Well, I think our effort was great. I think for all of us, we really tried to lock in and really try to help that first group and try and maintain the league, if not gain a lead back when we go in there. So we really tried to hold ourselves to that standard.
Thomas, can you kind of take us through the dunk that you saw there at the end after, I think it was after KCP's layup in the fourth?
Oh, shoot, man.
Come on, it was a big dunk.
Man. It was big. I'm really happy Neto saw me right there running the lane right there. That was a big one for us and a big dunk for me. So I was really happy about it. Just seeing that defensive play that Kuz made right then and there to get that block for us to get us out there in transition really helped us, really.
I haven't been around for a couple of weeks, so I'm sorry if you've been asking this already. But for this kind of last chunk of the season, how are you viewing this in terms of opportunity for you to either get your legs back, continue to prove what you can do? Like, how are you viewing this kind of final stretch here?
Well, this final stretch, really, I'm just viewing it for myself personally is just to get better each and every day. Just try and get back to the way I was before the injury, and just keep improving. For us is, try and build the team chemistry, the team camaraderie throughout this time right here and there, and really just fight for, hopefully that playoff spot in there. And then just fight for us for constant improvement. We want to build the team right here that's just really going to grow with each other.
What kind of boost did Rui's three-point provide?
Man, it provides so much of a boost, man. Not too many people know that Rui is such a great three-point shooter, and I feel like he doesn't realize it himself sometimes, man. But him knocking down those threes, being ready to shoot, any way, shape, or form out there on that court really helps us because, he's a spacing matchup right there. He's a problem out there. He gets you with the mid-range, he can get you inside, and now he can also get you with the three-point ball. That's a triple threat right there, man. That's big time.
What's your approach coming off the bench?
My approach whenever, even if I'm coming off the bench or starting or anything, my perception is come out there with that energy, that grit, and that grind, and get back to the way it was before. It doesn't matter if I'm coming off the bench or I'm starting or anything like that. I have to hold myself accountable to the way that I play, that I know that I can play day in and day out. So it really doesn't matter if it's bench work or starting or anything like that. I have to go out there and do my job.
I understand you have a connection to Isaiah Stewart, right? Mm-hmm. That's all I know. Can you tell me kind of what that connection is?
No, that connection is deeper than the surface, man. I've known Zay for a long, long time. We grew up together in Rochester, New York. I actually played against him before. I've seen him play before. We've worked out together, and just to see him in this light, in this NBA light, playing with the Detroit Pistons, being a starter at that, seeing him play in a Rising Stars game, seeing him get big dunks. He's a big improvement. He improves so much from day in and day out. He's even big on the scouting report. So to see that, really, it's like a ton of joy that you really feel because not too many people can really make it out of where we were in Rochester, New York. And he knows, I know, everyone knows that really knows the area and everything. So I'm really proud of him. Words really can't describe how proud I am of him.
Neil?
Hey, TB, you kind of just touched on it that you want to get back to, where you were pre-injury. What are some of the things or benchmarks where you feel like, okay, you're still approaching that?
Well, I take everything in hand, just going is that, from offensive wise to defensive wise to making sure my body is straightforward day in and day out. And, just really training my body to get really used back into this NBA grind lifestyle.
Thanks, TB.
Christos?
Hey, Thomas, great game, great win, first of all. How, after those two losses against the Cavaliers and the Spurs, how needed was that win mentally wise for you guys?
I think it's a big one. We try to not get too high or too low on the wins or the losses and just try to keep improving day in and day out. But, coming back home and getting this win against Detroit, our first win back home, that really helps. That really is a big one for us. It helps us get momentum.
And speaking about your game, how comfortable you feel right now, shape-wise, and how important is to be effective coming off the bench, help your team on both ends, and be a great rim protector? How important for you is this?
Oh, it's very important, coming off the bench or any way, shape, or form. Just, you constantly want to go out there and try and help your team win, day in and day out. You try to make as little mistakes as possible out there on the floor. And for me, I feel great conditioning-wise. I feel like I have my wind under me. I do actually feel like I have my legs under me, but I can get more of them under me. That comes with the training and, the getting refigured with the, NBA grind life, like I said before.
That's it, TB. Thank you.
Thank you.